Is there a better sound than that in the morning? Birds tweeting. Not a car in sight. Except mine, of course. Good morning, YouTube and TikTok fam. We have just drove here at the Sparrow's Fart of Dawn to beautiful historic Hill End. We're going to be doing a bit of detecting today, but not in the usual way. I'm going to be finding signals, I'm going to dig them out, I'm going to put the signals in a bucket and then go down to the creek and pan them off. So let's talk equipment. Today we're going to be using the Gold Monster 1000. This is an entry-level detector available from most retailers for about $1,200 to $1,500, depending if you can get a special or not. And the reason we've chosen this location is because A, I found gold here before. B, this is Hill End, and I mean, literally, they buy things in gold here. Back in the day, the miners used to just straight trade gold. We're going to be going alongside the road, and I'll get to that in a minute. See, this road is part of the access road for the Crown lands. And every now and then, they go along with the grader. Every time they grade it, they push up this soil up onto the sides, dig it down just a little bit more, and they expose just a little bit more of the bedrock, scraping off inch by inch by inch every time they do it. Now, Hill End, when it does rain, it downpours. I mean, we get erosion all the time. So I'm going to try to avoid digging on the road, but more so on the sides where the contour banks of the grader have gone through. So let me grab a bucket and a pick and we'll fire up the detector and yeah, we'll get to it. Got to get that glitter. That's it, guys. That's all I'm going to be using, plus the detector, and then I'm going to come back for a pan when we get a full bucket. Now these detectors are so simple. You just flick the on button, wait for it to fire up, ground balance it, and then you go ahead and you just swing. Now all we're after is the signal. Things like that. Even though it says iron, it could be anything, especially out in highly mineralized ground. See, that's a proper signal right there. That's probably a piece of metal. But as you can see, we're just on the contour bank of the road. See, there's another one. Now, the secret to detecting is not just hard work, but it's patience, persistence. You've got to reach your targets. Like, set a limit for yourself. Set, say, 25, 50 targets. Don't get discouraged if you don't get anything the first few times. Sometimes it's just bad luck. Anyway, I'm going to set a target of about 25 targets today before I decide to have a break, and then yeah, so I'm already up to 24 more to go. The theory behind my madness is every time they grate this road, they push up all this, and every time it rains it causes erosion, And there are little gullies and divots and just basically concentration points where the gold might collect, kind of like a sluice box. My theory is, even though that might be rubbish, there might be some gold sitting with it. Just got to be careful of these locals here. They seem pretty mean. I am right next to their nest, so I'm not surprised. Now that we've got a full bucket, let's go get ourselves a pan and make our way down to the creek. So we're pretty hard pressed to find a place to pan where we're not going to get eaten by leeches. But hey, this will work. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump this bucket into this bucket, classify him out, and then stick him through the pan and see what we get. About right there at the top. So we just finished panning off that bucket, and right there at the top there is probably about 6 or so specks. Now that was only one bucket and we weren't even trying. That was just trying to isolate the low spots with the metal detector. Plus we also got, I think that's a loop or a washer or something. That's a nail. Couple more bits of wire in here. Sorry to disappoint, but look, that's what prospecting is. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. I'm going to stick around here for a little bit. I got Job turning up in the next half hour or hour or so. So, got to get that glitter. Thanks for tuning in.
Like and subscribe. Hash gotta get that glitter.